Hey there, I want to walk you through Assembly, our employee recognition and reward platform. So to give context, we think about ourselves as a culture suite because in today's culture, there are different types of people, millennial, Gen Z, baby boomers, introverts, extroverts, and it's just hard to align everyone, to break down the communication silos unless you're intentional about it. And so I want to explain two concepts. There's a concept of a traditional recognition platform and a culture suite. A traditional recognition platform allows for peer-to-peer recognition, top-down, bottoms-up, a massive reward catalog, the automation of birthdays and work anniversaries, and that is amazing, and it works every time. People love to feel appreciated and acknowledged for their hard work, and of course, they like to get rewarded for it. But you might miss out on some of the hard-to-reach people. So you need to think a little bit more deeply about the folks who might not at first want to give recognition and how to capture them, how to bring them together and build a community out of your culture. And so we'll walk through that as a concept. But on the traditional recognition and reward side, we encourage both peer-to-peer recognition, top-down, bottoms-up, and sitting behind the Assembly program is a massive reward store. Amazon, gift cards, charities, company-branded swag, culture awards, which don't have to be monetary. They could be like, take a day off to volunteer, shadow your CEO for a day, make your boss do the project you don't want to do, put your CEO's hairstyle in a mullet wig for the company all hands. I want to be crystal clear here. A $20 Amazon reward will never get as much participation and joy as if you can dump your project and make your boss do the thing you don't want to do. We also offer an enterprise discount program where you can get 20% off Disneyland, 15% off theme parks, hotels, local discounts as well. It's just a benefit for your employees. You can save your employees potentially thousands and thousands of dollars per year just by using the Assembly platform. The software integrates into every HRIS platform, and we can automate the recognition of both birthdays and work anniversaries. You can even add points to it. The recognition can happen in Slack or Teams. You'll go to email. We'll make sure people are notified. But it doesn't stop there. Of course, at a company, people get married. People have kids. The holidays just came and went. We can recognize people for all those things. You create a digital e-card in seconds. As mentioned, the whole program can sit inside of Slack. It can sit inside of Microsoft Teams. And if you have a deskless workforce, we can function seamlessly on both an Android and iOS mobile app. Also, if you have TV screens, we can throw the recognition reel on TV screens, make it public for those who might not be able to be on a computer all day. The concept I want you to think about is, what is culture? And we run a very large survey at the end of every year, and we ask people, what does culture mean to you? And of course, recognition and appreciation is one of the core themes, but it doesn't stop there. People think about swag and nominations and feedback with their managers and contests, the in-person celebrations. But one of the things that have been trending is a work best friend. And it's been trending in correlation to retention. How do you create a work best friend with technology? How do you facilitate interactions that can curate that? And so with Assembly, we have a best-in-class recognition and reward program. We're going to deliver well over 90% participation rates, and people just love it. It's an easy win for your organization. But we also deliver a template library of culture ideas. Now, what you're looking at here is a small sample size of the templates that you have access to. And you can use, by the way, 1 of these, 5 of these, 50 of these. We don't charge you any extra. You can just use recognition and rewards, start there, and then layer in new programs over time. But if you think about what culture is and what we just talked about, a lot of companies, I'm going to give you some examples, like to do an anonymous suggestion box. Like, for example, you can allow any employee to ask leadership questions anonymously. And in that program, leadership can comment back, and you can have an anonymous conversation back and forth, so you can take action items and next steps. Ask the first question beyond just why. Maybe you want to run wellness challenges. Maybe you want to automate, complete your security training, complete your continuing education, do a Glassdoor review. You can automate some of the challenges. Walk 10,000 steps this week. To create a work best friend, not that we want to be a social media tool for your organization. Of course we do not. And people are in and out of the program quickly. But if you wanted to introduce via Icebreaker every new employee who joins, we can have a little blurb and about us saying who you are, what you like to do for fun, all the great things. Maybe you want to create social channels of employee nominations. You can do all of these things from one centralized platform. And the concept is, most companies are already doing these things. They're just doing them manually, or some of the initiatives live in 5 different tools. And if you can pull it all together and automate a lot of it, what you're going to find is a participation rate that not only skyrockets from recognition and rewards, but drastically continues to improve over time. And so I just want to also let you know that every company gets enrolled in what we call Assemble 360. We provide you dedicated implementation, onboarding support, and account management through the life of your program. So we'll help you set up the site, we'll help you with internal comms, all branded, of course, to send out. We can get you set up, depending on the size of your company, between a couple of days and a couple of weeks on the longer end. And we'll host on your behalf manager training sessions. If just the admins are aware of how this program works, it'll never be as successful as if the leadership team is educated. And if your management team is educated, we'll host those training sessions live. We have thousands of companies using the platform. We do this all day, every day. So to jump into the platform, just wanted to show you a quick little blurb. You can, of course, brand it. You can add your background colors, your emojis. You can participate in this recognition feed. But if you look at Assembly, I just want to show you something. For every new employee that joins, we do something called an About Us. And in this About Us form, people write about who they are, where they're born, what they're doing. As you can see, every time a new person joins the employee team, people start reacting and commenting. It's just such a great way to get to know one another. You might find that one person has this interest, so does another person, and all of a sudden you create a work best friend. If you wanted to do Employee of the Month nominations, wellness challenges, social channels where honestly people love their pets. During the pandemic, I think like 8 out of 10 households got a pet. And so maybe 2 people with golden doodles want to bond. This is a nice way to do it. And sitting behind this program is a massive reward store, from gift cards to charities to swag to discounts, which, by the way, this is what your discounts can look like. You can have access to 30% off SeaWorld, to Disneyland, Cirque du Soleil, hotels, Vegas trips. It's up to you. Your employees just get access to all these massive cost savings just by partnering with Assembly. But I will tell you, one of the most fun things you can do is create this culture section, this non-monetary rewards. So when people earn points, which by the way, at Assembly, we call our points carrots, but at your company, you can brand them however you want. So a lot of companies get pretty creative on their currency logo, their currency name. It should look and feel like your brand, the entire website. But you can do fun things. Bring your dog to work for a day. Choose the office music. As we talked about, dump a dislike project on your boss. Lunch with the CEO, my personal favorite. Put your CEO's hairstyle in a mullet wig for the next all hands. The truth is, no one's going to stay at your company because they got a $20 Amazon reward. But if your CEO does something that embarrasses themselves in front of everyone, I assure you people will talk about that for a long time. On the recognition and reward side, we're going to illuminate all the little wins that used to happen in silos. We're going to break down communication barriers, make the company feel more like a community. We'll really help collaboration. And if you want to add on more cultural modules, whether that be wellness incentives, volunteer channels to show off the hard work people are doing, anonymous suggestion boxes, or company announcements, all of it can be done in one place. We drive over a 90% participation rate. And what you'll find is when you run surveys, you'll find that people feel more appreciated and people feel more heard at the end of the day. If you have any questions, please let me know, but I hope you enjoyed the presentation of Assembly, and I hope we get the chance to work together.